maybe for Dalglish, just nicking it away from Richardson. Souness spreading it for Neil. Played on again for Johnston. Here's Dalglish. Neil in for Souness. And a goal! Souness for Liverpool.
Thompson. Defence had come out for offside but didn't make it. Case. Dalglish. He's wriggled round McElroy. He's lost Buchan. He's got a chance. What a goal!
The Spy and Cop at Anfield has seen the great ones come and go, but never quite as they came and went in 1991. The Liverpool players worked for 3 different managers in the space of 2 months. It was certainly one of the most eventful seasons in the club's history. A season without silverware, but not without reward. The return of Graham Souness in April couldn't prevent the championship slipping into Arsenal hands, but it helped secure the consolation prize of a return to European competition and restored confidence and optimism. Kenny Dalglish had steered the club unerringly through difficult times, but at a personal cost.
Well, I think we often say when you get a game like this, we need a goal, but I think certainly on this occasion, this stage of the match, a goal would help to open up the match.
Well, here's Phelan with the cross, and Hughes is there, and so too was Blackmore. And right on cue, the goal that was so badly needed. Manchester United go in front right on half-time. Hussain coming in at the back. Back in by Burrows. Oh, and here's Barnes. Penalty. George Courtney has given the penalty, and Gary Pallister will not be happy about that, and neither will his teammates. I think it's fair to say there would be a little controversy about that one. Now, George Courtney was well positioned. Well, he did take the leg. Whether that was intentional or whether he's claiming that he went for the ball first, I suspect he is, and somebody has taken the protest too far, and there's going to be at least one booking here.
Oh, Paul Ince protested. I think what made it look worse was John Barnes did make a little bit theatrical dive and seemed to sort of, I think, upset the Manchester United players as if he was looking for the penalty.
Well, he'll take it, that's for sure. Well, it's always a risk, I suppose, when a defender commits himself to that sort of tackle inside the box, Trevor.
It was a little bit harsh on Manchester United. The fact that the clearance got a fortunate ricochet, went back to John Barnes, just giving him that little bit of opening. I just feel he had enough space, actually, perhaps to get the shot in, unless his standing foot was taken away from him. I mean, he tucked away the penalty there very comfortably.
The Charity Shield shared this year, and Ronnie Whelan and Steve Bruce are the men collecting it.
Before leaving, Kenny Dalglish added another record to his unique collection. Liverpool kicked off the title defence with 8 straight wins.
United have waited 14 years to see the return of First Division football, so who better to invite to the party than the champions Liverpool? But the celebration soon turned sour when goalkeeper Simon Tracy had to be stretchered off with a suspected fractured cheekbone after an unfortunate collision with Ian Rush. His replacement was fullback John Pemberton, signed from Crystal Palace in the summer, and it was his mistake that let Liverpool take the lead. John Barnes picking up the pieces after the replacement goalkeeper fumbled Whelan's innocuous through ball. A minute later and Sheffield were back in it when Brian Dean's right foot shot flew in past Grobbelaar in the Liverpool goal. Then, just when the form book looked to be going out of the window, John Barnes restored normality with a fine piece of work. Rush headed back across and Ray Houghton bundled the ball home. 2-1 Liverpool. Pemberton tried gamely, but when he couldn't decide whether to use his head or his arms, Ian Rush stole in to make it 3 and give Liverpool a slightly fortunate start to the season.
Amazing how they keep possession in the tightest situations. That's when you've got John Barnes' ability, of course. Rush, perfectly timed break, at last. The inevitable goal. And there's nobody that runs the line better than that stays on side in those situations, better than Ian Rush. And that time he finished the job off. Barnes. Benison. Rush. Peter Beardsley. Yes! And that concludes the night's business. More than half an hour has passed since the Ian Rush goal, which looks set to trigger an avalanche.
Oh, and Beardsley, it was a great ball by Ablett. And a great goal! Very much in the Liverpool manner. And it's come inside the opening 15 minutes, into feet by Ablett. And Beardsley's feet were twinkling here to make space for the shot.
Gage, it's nicely done for Platt. Gage loves to shoot from the edge of the area. Robillard flung himself away to palm it eventually behind. Nielsen, Platt! 1-1. Liverpool, not for the first time, undone by a set play. Well rehearsed. I'm sure Liverpool were well aware of the danger, but they couldn't stop it. Cowans with the corner. Nielsen helped it on. And the finish from last season's Players' Player of the Year, England's David Platt.
Nicely timed, the overlap from Ablett. Barnes, Price first to him again. With as much strength as he can muster. Oh my word! What can you do about that? Absolutely nothing. Villa thought they were going to hold out, but they reckoned without the brilliance of Barnes inside the final 3 minutes.
Barnes. Little chip by Barnes. Brilliant goal by John Barnes. He held off beautifully here. Wimbledon possibly were expecting the little chip cross. It was a real chip shot, and stretch as he might, Seggers couldn't quite get to it. Gillespie, Barnes, Barnes, comes to Rush. A bit of extra pace there from Rush, and now to the special skills of Barnes. Simple ball to Ablett, played in this time, and Whelan, a fantastic Liverpool goal. What a fantastic goal that was. What a killer run by Roddy Whelan, the joy on his face, because his timing was absolutely perfect. Applause from Kenny Dalglish. That was a very special goal indeed. Barnes playing it here for Ablett, and by now Whelan will be on his run. And there he is meeting it full length. Sanchez playing it in. Well, did it go over the line? Yes. Well, the linesman's given a goal. The referee agrees. Who scored it amongst that tangle of bodies? And Liverpool not even sure anybody should have scored it. But the linesman went wheeling away. The referee followed. And John Fashanu looks to be the man who's claimed it. What it does, it opens up this game as Sanchez takes the corner. Fashanu right in there, but it certainly wasn't Fashanu. As we look again at another angle, if anybody, it was Alan Cork. John Barnes again.
Lovely ball played there towards McMahon, played in there. Beardsley!
into it. It was almost, well, in danger of being an own goal there by Steve Bruce. That's the killer ball. And then McMahon adding to it. Bruce in trouble. Seeley could only half stop it, and Beardsley finished it off. And Liverpool are ahead by a goal to nil.
McMahon. Barnes.
Delightful ball again by Barnes. McMahon in for Beardsley! That makes it 2. Barnes and McMahon heavily involved again. And Beardsley where he had to be when it really mattered. McMahon's run once again. And Beardsley side-footing it past Seeley. That's 2 for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's about timing, this one, because I would have swore blame from my very high position. If Peter Beardsley would have been offside, but the timing of the run was perfect.
Barnes.
Rush to Barnes. Back goes Phelan. In goes Beardsley, but Ince got the better of him. But here's Houghton. Great stuff by Liverpool here. It might come for Barnes. It is. It's number 3.
Fortune favours the brave, because the first shot by Stevie Nicol could have gone anywhere, quite honestly. This is sheer persistence. Had a little look up, swung his big boots, and up gets John Barnes, proving that he can do everything, John. Good header, planted right in the corner. Well, how can a team be 3 down after contributing so much to such an attractive first half?
Whelan doing well there. McMahon slipping it forward to Beardsley. Trying to get Rush going again. Free kick very quickly taken there, but Beardsley's onside. That's respected. United racing towards the linesman. They thought Beardsley was offside, but the flag stayed down. Beardsley went on, and he's got a hat-trick.
Well, I must say my initial feeling was that Peter Beardsley would be offside.
It looked it to me too.
Of course, we have got the new rule this year where if you're just even level, and we can't see it from that angle, he's still onside. He makes it look easy. we assume he's going to score there. That's never in question. It's whether he's offside, but he still has to take it a very quickly taken free kick.
Will take the free kick. Gary Gillespie and Glenn Hussein are both forward. Driven in low, Barnes, he's got it! I think it's Peter Beardsley's goal. I don't think anybody else got a touch. Beardsley's certainly going to claim it, and no wonder, because he's in rich scoring form at the moment. He's scored in every league match he's played this season. But what a curious goal that one was. How many people were there crowded inside the penalty area, and not one of them got a foot on the ball. Neville Southall's view may have been obstructed. It was. John Barnes actually made a great run across the face of the Everton goalkeeper there, and Southall simply didn't see it. Beardsley, here goes Rush. Penalty. Ray Attabell's sliding challenge, and Liverpool have a penalty. It'll be John Barnes. 2 in a minute. Liverpool have taken Goodison by storm with 2 goals inside of a minute. John Barnes gets the second, but Ian Rush, who just torments Everton, got away from them, and Attabell brought him down. And Barnes sent Southall the wrong way. Rush accurately found by Grobbelaar. Houghton. Rush has timed his run well this time. Got 2 in support. Peter Beardsley, great chance. That's the killer goal. Peter Beardsley makes it 3. And Ian Rush this afternoon is the provider.
7 goals in his 4 league games this season. Rush got free. Up Beardsley, the ball just ran kindly for him off Dave Watson. He's finished very unkind for Everton. Unselfish play by Rush. There's a little touch, but Beardsley reacted instantly.
Paul. Lesbian Sharp wrestling away again. It's another free kick, Everton's way. Graham Sharp's been a real handful. Quickly taken, Hinchcliffe! Smart thinking, and a glimmer of hope for Everton. Andy Hinchcliffe's first goal for his new club. His first since the Manchester derby a year ago. A belter that he scored against Manchester United at Main Road has maybe just given Everton a flicker of a chance. Never it was with the smart thinking, and Hinchcliffe with a decisive strike. Hinchcliffe's free kick. McCall trying to get there. Oh, and he knocked the save. Stuart McCall will claim the goal, but he bounced off the crossbar and on to Glenn Hussein. And with just over 5 minutes left to play, Stuart McCall, with the assistance of the big Liverpool defender, has given Everton a fighting chance for a fighting comeback. Watch McCall, number 8. It's his header that forces it beyond Grobbelaar, but he bounces down off the Hussein and in. Nothing really that the big Swede could do. He just watched the ball against the crossbar and then helplessly off his thigh. Well, the sweet combination between Barnes and Beardsley. They've got Houghton on his way. Has to be a goal for Ray Houghton. Rush just wouldn't let go, would he? Whelan to Beardsley. Oh, that's an unbelievable ball for Houghton. Shilton to beat. Shilton beaten. And Ray Houghton gives the scoring pass, the scoring finish it deserved. But how on earth did Beardsley know he was there? Talk about eyes in the back of the head. He actually had a little glance there, but the rest was down to radar. Pass that gave Houghton half of Anfield to play with. And he too had a telling look to pick the spot to beat Peter Shilton. 1-0, 37 minutes gone. Nicholl to Houghton. Barnes offering himself. Rush. Barnes again. Oh, he's got behind them this time. Beardsley! That'll do. Peter Beardsley's 8th goal in just 6 league games this season. But once again, it was John Barnes who did the damage. He went right for the jugular, between Wright and Williams, and then it was as much about strength as balance and skill. Beardsley on exactly the same wavelength, read the near post cross, and the deadly duo have surely made it 8 successive wins for Liverpool.
It was a new club record. Liverpool awaited their best start ever. The other championship runners unable to live with the early pace. Arsenal unbeaten themselves, but already 6 points adrift. Indeed, with cup ties thrown in, Liverpool had won 10 in a row. Poor Crewe Alexandra got caught in the storm after taking the lead in a Rumbelows cup tie at Anfield. A punishable offence. Steve McMahon with the first of 5 of the best. Liverpool scored 21 times in their opening 7 games. There was an automatic precision about some of their football that took the breath away. Gary Gillespie tucking the second away. A little something we've been working on in training. Barnes, Beardsley and Whelan opening doors all over the Crewe defence. They were sick of the side of Ian Rush by the time the tie was over. Rushy made his best start to a season since his return from Italy, getting right to the heart of things again, forcing the opponent's hand, here forcing a penalty. Dean Greygoose, the Crewe Alexandra goalkeeper, stopped it superbly. The Copites typically warm in their appreciation of a visiting keeper. But Greygoose paid a high price for his heroism. Ray Houghton, with nothing better to do, decided to crack one past him himself. And in off to make it 3-1 and remind the Crewe showstopper just who was topping the bill. Houghton's guided missile scoring a direct hit. Liverpool's motto against visiting upstarts has always been match them for determination and effort, and the skill will take care of itself. John Barnes putting on a demonstration for Ian Rush's benefit. Rush was trailing Peter Beardsley in the early season goal stakes. The invitation was there for him to do some catching up against Crewe. How many times have you seen him score from that sort of range? Beardsley and Rush in perfect harmony. A perfect start to the season for them and for Liverpool. The 100% record was still intact when they travelled to Crewe for the second leg a fortnight later. Rush was soon travelling in the direction of a hat-trick and a personal landmark. That was his 249th for Liverpool. Rush's knack of making scoring look simple isn't exclusive to him. Goalkeeper Grey Goose putting himself back in the limelight, Steve Staunton putting the ball in the back of his net. Effortless. In the second half, Rush moved to his latest milestone with the minimum of fuss. Barnes creating the diversion, Rush escaping all alone to chalk up the 250 in just 422 games for Liverpool. He was soon starting another collection. Liverpool was striding past all comers with the air of untouchables. The second week in October, and they devoured everything that had been put in front of them. But all good things come to an end.
Barnes with a shot, and a touch over for the first corner. Blades got in the way of Barnes' shot. And it's going to be a quick one, taken to Nicol, who's pushed up and right back from Houghton. Nicol will get the cross in. And it's a good one, and powered straight in by Gary Gillespie. Gillespie in less than 90 seconds.
But Norwich, rediscovering some of that old verb and style, soon fought back. Just 6 minutes later, and Rule Fox, number 10, making a habit of the spectacular, beats Grobbelaar, and that's a thumping shot.
250 miles away at Old Trafford, Arsenal were dropping points in a different manner. Their dust-up with Manchester United that day cost them a 2-point penalty from the FA, and Liverpool were threatening to run away from them. The following week, they overran Chelsea at Anfield. There's no finer sight on an English football ground than Beardsley, Barnes and Rush on the same wavelength. Unless you have to defend against them, that is. Chelsea were undone in no time. Rush taking just 3 minutes to open the scoring. Picking his moment, picking his spot. A quarter of an hour later, and Chelsea's troubles had doubled. Barnes with some Olympic hurdling. Steve Nicol with the Olympic long jump. Gold medal football. But the injury problems that would give Kenny Dalglish a long winter of headaches were beginning to chip away at Liverpool's strength. Next up was a Rumbelows Cup tie at Old Trafford, for which John Barnes and Ronnie Whelan were amongst the absentees. It all added up to Liverpool's first defeat.
Owen, very assured in this right-back position. Now let's see what sort of cross he can find. It's a good, tantalising cross, and they claim a handball there, and a penalty for Manchester United. As Owen planted this long cross in, and there was a header by Steve Nicol and Steve Bruce. 3 goals this season, 2 of them from the penalty spot. And now with a great chance of making a big psychological blow in this game. Bruce against Grobbelaar. It's 1-0 Manchester United. His 3rd successful penalty of the season, and who knows, maybe the most important of them all. His nerve held superbly, and Grobbelaar was left groping. Molby. Clare with a little chip. Yes, Grobbelaar got a touch on it. Goes for the corner. I think probably it would have cleared the crossbar in any case, but Grobbelaar just got a touch. Joe Worrell points to the corner flag. There's still a smile on his face, though heaven knows there's little for Liverpool to smile about tonight so far. Sharp! Even less for them to smile about now. That's 3-0. As Lee Sharp rattles in his first of the season, and Manchester United's third of the night. In the corner, the header which Grobbelaar looked as though he was going to save, just pushed it out. Only as far as Sharp. Bang! Deflected maybe off Houghton, maybe off Grobbelaar, but Lee Sharp's goal, after Pallister's header, didn't get a lot of distance on that punch out, did Grobbelaar, and he was truly punished for it. Pull one back. A shot by Ray Houghton.
Houghton's deflected goal was meagre consolation from a night when the first question marks were written against Liverpool's ability to continue as they'd started the season. 13 games, 11 wins, 1 draw, and now 1 defeat. Enough for some to wonder whether they'd really be ready for Gaza.
Beardsley. Rush, Molby, Staunton towards Burrows, just nicking it back for McMahon. A bit of space out here now for Nicol. Suddenly the red shirts are coming forward. There are 4 of them up there now, supporting Steve Nicol. One of them, Jan Molby. A little chip there towards Rush. And Liverpool have scored a goal. They came, we thought, to defend. We feared for Tottenham on the breakaway, and it was almost in slow motion there. We were looking around to see whether there was an infringement somewhere almost, but a lovely little bit of play again by Molby. Saying about his passing, now what about that? Perfect. The rush, a flick over Torstvedt, and Liverpool in the lead.
I actually think that the keeper, Torstvedt, and the defender thought that Rush was offside.
Allen. Well, Allen playing basically as the right back now with Bergson off. And Mitchell Thomas basically down the left side of midfield.
Beardsley.
Molby. Burrows.
It's a lovely little ball in. It's another one for Rush.
Oh, no argument.
A terrific strike by Liverpool. Coming in the first place from an unlikely quarter with Dave Burrows making his run. And what a great ball in here. Inviting Rush. An invitation he accepted with his usual style.
Well, there's no arguing with that one. That's a great ball in by Burrows. He's the only one that's looking for it, and he deserved it.
On for Stewart. It'll come for Lineker. Oh, Nicol made a mess of that clearance. David Howes now for Tottenham. What's he got available? That wasn't the ball that Paul Allen wanted. Staunton versus Allen. It's quickened the pace of it now. And a free kick given Tottenham's way. A foul by Staunton on Allen.
Gascoigne quickly there, hits the free kick straight at Rush. Now, why did he want to do that? I know Rush hadn't got back off the ball, but...
Actually, in all honesty, George Courtney should have a word with Paul Gascoigne on that incident.
That's a good free kick by Gascoigne, though, and it had Nicol at full stretch to get it away. Mitchell Thomas turning it back in once more. Howe didn't get a touch to it. Howe against the post. Lineker! And Spurs are back in business.
Well, it's certainly warmed up now.
We saw the two sides of Paul Gascoigne there. I mean, it was stupid the way he hit the ball at Rush there, but then he floated in this magical free kick. Howell's hit the post. It rebounds then to Lineker. Robillard couldn't hold it, and it's 2-1 now to Liverpool.
Tottenham got the bit of luck they needed there, because the ball, it was a great effort that hit the post, and fortunately for Tottenham it came back to Gary Lineker, who was able to slot it in.
It's a Tottenham free kick by Hussein, quickly taken by Walsh, and cut out well by Ablett just when it looked as though Howell's ball might go through to Lineker. Now Ablett, Lineker up, or rather Beardsley up alongside him, and so too is Rush. It's there for Beardsley.
Well, that's a great move.
Fantastic run by Peter Beardsley. And a great breakaway goal by Liverpool. Ablett's part in it was magnificent.
Good cross by Rush. Problem was that Tottenham Hotspur had the ball with a free kick in a commanding area and gave it stupidly away.
The old faithful about Liverpool being at their most dangerous after defeat was echoing round football again. Gaza and Spurs were 9 points adrift. The title had become a two-thoroughbred race. Luton Town were dispatched at Anfield, making 7 wins out of 7 at home sweet home. Ian Rush scored 2 hallmark goals, goals of anticipation, of pace and of simplicity. With good health and good service, Rush remains, in the opinion of Graham Souness, the best finisher he's ever seen. Liverpool scored twice in the first 10 minutes. Steve Nicol would more than likely have scored the second had fullback Harvey not brought him down to earth. Again, it was a dream pass, this time by Steve McMahon, who forced the foul. It was expected to be Jan Morby's Anfield farewell. Liverpool had agreed to sell him to Spanish giants Barcelona, but his parting shot from the penalty spot was followed by a breakdown in negotiations. Rush scored a photocopied third shortly before half-time, Beardsley taking over from Houghton as provider, Rush again taking the ring road round the keeper en route to his celebrations. Like a fast receiver in American football, Rush just runs his patterns, and the man with the ball picks him out. Touchdown, 3-0, Liverpool. It was Beardsley who provided the finishing touches, a give and go with Houghton. Liverpool 4-0 winners on a day when Arsenal could only draw. 2 days later, the Gunners had their 2 points deducted from the Old Trafford fracas. Liverpool were 8 clear at the top, heading for Highfield Road, Coventry on November the 17th. With a third of the season gone, Liverpool had conceded only 7 goals. Hard to imagine that total would climb to 40 in the final reckoning, however dangerously they were living at times. At Highfield Road, they survived intact to the 73rd minute. Then Terry Butcher's first big day as a Football League manager was spoilt by his old England World Cup companion, Peter Beardsley. Liverpool remained 8 clear.
Heath, David White, looking for Quinn again, great save! Mexon, Ward, brought down, was he? Yes! Roddy Whelan's challenge. And after a long, long look, the referee awards Manchester City a penalty.
And Bruce Grobbelaar will be called upon to repeat that heroic stop, which prevented City taking the lead at the first attempt here through Niall Quinn. But Whelan's tackle was a rather desperate one. And Mark Ward, who gave up the penalty-taking responsibilities against Leeds, only to return to the job after Alan Harper had missed, has a really important one here. Oh, and he's good enough, just. Virtually drilled it through Grobbelaar. 18 minutes of the second half gone, and Manchester City take the lead. Bruce Grobbelaar beaten for only the second time this season in a First Division match here. They almost got to it. Beardsley. That's beautifully played for Barnes. Early cross towards Ian Rush. Redmond there. Corner kick to Liverpool. How much more of this can Manchester City soak up? Reid guarding the near post and doing his best to organise everybody else's business too. Beardsley's corner, Hussein's header, John Barnes, flick from Ian Rush. Liverpool on terms. Barnes' shot, turned in by the head of Ian Rush. With just 8 minutes to spare. Drilled in by Barnes, diverted in by Rush. Liverpool level. It's Ian Rush's 13th of the season. Barnes on towards Rush. Brightwell has only played it into the path of Ronnie Rosenthal. Great chance for the substitute. He may just have stolen the game. It used to be David Fairclough, didn't it? Ronnie Rosenthal's the super sub today. He got clear of Neil Poynton, and he was so calm with his finish. And the Israeli striker who made such an impact at the back end of last season, when he averaged more than a goal a game, gets his first of the new season. Mark Ward maybe. Oh, and Grobbelaar had to make a good save. Ward found a way through. But in stoppage time, Bruce Grobbelaar denied him. One last chance maybe for Manchester City. Quinn's header, it's in! Now Quinn has saved it!
Liverpool had been held at home for the first time in more than 7 months. Within 8 days of one run ending, Liverpool were beaten for the first time in the Championship by their arch-Championship rivals Arsenal, 3-0 at Highbury.
Well, here's Thomas in the 6-yard area there, just outside it, as Davis now takes the corner. Thomas again, and Grobbelaar saves! Merson can't get there, did he go across the line? Yes! Arsenal have scored! Merson got that final touch. And that will change the whole game now. Bobbing about there, and Grobbelaar had made one good save.
The value of getting a good corner over Brian instead of messing about. Good volley, that. Great save by Bruce. And Merson just getting in over the line, yeah.
Just before Venison was able to clear it. Oh, and then delayed his clearance just a little too long. Liverpool get possession, but then lose it to Michael Thomas. Into Smith. That might fall for Merson. It might fall for Limpar. Down he goes. That's a penalty. And my first look at it, there wasn't much doubt about it.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, Brian. Don't think there was any doubt at all. It was a good ball played through. Everybody's running for it. Merson and Limpar gets onto it. No, I don't think you can argue.
Just clipped him. Dixon scored twice from the spot. But this is a real big one now. A 2-0 lead would be so vital for Arsenal. Lee Dixon. It's 2-0.
well-taken penalty. Under pressure. He knew what he was going to do. He was going to blast it straight, and he did.
Merson, oh my lovely back heel. Smith with a shot, a fantastic goal. 3-0. What a back heel it was, though. And what a finishing strike by Alan Smith.
That really was a magnificent piece of soccer. What a marvellous back heel that was by Paul Merson. And a great strike. Oh, what a super goal.
His 6th goal in 4 games. And Arsenal have put to rest all the nightmares of Wednesday night now.
That 8-point lead had been reduced to 3 in little over a week. Home points were at the top of Liverpool's shopping list entering the Christmas period. Sheffield United still hadn't won a single league game, but they kept out the Reds for an hour. Peter Beardsley, left out at Arsenal, set up John Barnes, complete with winter warmers. With Arsenal surprisingly held at home by Wimbledon, Liverpool were busy repairing the damage of the previous week. Barnes finding the space and finding the corner, raising the temperature on the Kop. Both Ronnie Whelan here and Peter Beardsley were playing their last games for more than a month. The club's casualty list was lengthening, but this curious second goal at least enabled them to lengthen their lead at the top of the table. You need the odd bounce to go your way, and that very odd bounce went Ian Rush's way. Sheffield United's protests centred on whether or not David Burrows had kept the ball in before launching his up and under, and then whether Ian Rush's right arm felt the keeper's collar as the ball made its re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. Then it was just a case of following the bouncing ball. Rushy giving Beardsley's efforts his nod of approval. Liverpool re-established their 6-point lead with another home win the following Saturday. This time, Southampton the victims.
Ruddock, tight on Rush. And a lot of players ahead of him. Wallace could line it up. Rodney Wallace! Oh, and it's torn into the back of the net! So, Southampton, who come out here to attack Liverpool and really risk the consequences at their own end, and Grobbelaar got to it, but it was just too hot for him. Rodney Wallace, who's been frustrated as a substitute over the past few weeks, bursting to get back into the action and nearly bursting the net. Rosenthal is involved a lot. Barnes, off goes Burrows, there goes the pass. Here comes the chance for Liverpool, and Rosenthal collects the goal. It had an air of inevitability about it. Delighted scorer. A high-quality move in keeping with all that is the best at Liverpool Football Club. And that would have ripped aside better defences than Southampton's. Barnes beckoning Burrows forward. The cross to the far post. Great percentage in that. And Rosenthal with a confident touch to steer it in. Oh, it's overdone. It's collected by Barnes in a flash. In for Rush, and Flowers. Now Rosenthal, his second. It's quite a comeback for Ronnie Rosenthal. Unlucky Tim Flowers, who stopped Rush being the scorer. But the Israeli international in the right place. Difficult to control, but he got it onto the left foot. 2-1 Liverpool. And Ian Rush was pretty unlucky himself. But he'll be delighted that Liverpool have now turned it round. Liverpool often prefer to play their corners short. To be a bit more productive from them than that. Shearer. Tissier. Oh, and Hussein's made a mistake. Wallace against Grobbelaar. He's passed him, he must score, he has done, it's 2-2. And Glenn Hussein looks down in disgust. Rodney Wallace rushes to receive the congratulations. That was the crucial moment, but there was still time here for Wallace to lose his nerve, but he didn't. And he did all that with great aplomb. And this individual duel it's turning out to be. Well, Glenn Hussein won't want to see that again, will he? Between Wallace and Rosenthal, two players who've stepped out of the shadows today. Letitia. Well read by Staunton. He had to be in there because the furthest forward for Southampton then was Harry Horn, who's been Staunton's responsibility this game. Staunton's pass, and look at the length of that to Rush. Houghton hits it! Turned out to be a cracking shot from Ray Houghton, and Liverpool go the direct route to regain the lead. Steve Staunton hit the first pass from here, and it went all the way through to Rush. One touchdown, one touch to control, another to shoot. Terrific for Kenny Dalglish's team. Not what you call a typical Liverpool goal, but a great goal nonetheless, and a very timely one.
Travelling to Queen's Park Rangers on Boxing Day, Liverpool was still in overdrive. They'd taken 44 out of 51 points, but there were leaner times ahead. Opponents were stretching them to the limits. They lapsed into an unaccustomed habit of losing the lead in games. John Barnes poked them ahead at Loftus Road, but Mark Falco equalised.
A bizarre Rangers equaliser, Andy Sinton's cross, Mark Falco against the post, and Grobbelaar, confused, let the ball bounce in off him.
Defeat at Crystal Palace followed.
Here's Bright on the far side now. He's got round his man, he's gone round Gillespie. It's in there! Mark Bright! Palace go into the lead. Bruce Grobbelaar shakes his head. Congratulations were for the number 9. Let's see here now. As Wright got the better of Gillespie, and yes, Mark Wright just tapped it in.
Yeah, great work from Ian Wright. He turned Gillespie there, cut inside, knocks a great ball in. Mark Wright does what all good strikers do, get in front of the defender and just flicked it between Bruce's legs.
Arsenal had close to within a point by the time Leeds arrived at Anfield on New Year's Day. Staunton. McMahon, Burrows to his left. Went past Strachan as if he wasn't there. Chance for Barnes! Flying start. 8 minutes gone. Liverpool in front. David Burrows with a wicked cross. Everybody thought they could reach it, but only Barnes could. Nice idea from Houghton. Their club feeding rush to it. Staunton though. Rosenthal. Thinking about a shot. Oh, why not? Well, that's Ronnie Rosenthal all over. Going solo, going for broke, and making his own luck with the rebound off Lukic. I think Gordon Strachan will want to take Rosenthal off the pace now as he knocked it too far. But he's found Rush, and Rush does the rest. 3-0 to Liverpool. No way back for Leeds now. Rosenthal scattering defenders with his running power. And Rush polishing off Leeds with his 15th of the season. It was Leeds United's first defeat in 15 games, the best Liverpool had played for a couple of months. They still had their hand on the Championship steering wheel and had steered their way past an awkward FA Cup date with Blackburn Rovers too.
And there's Steven Garner! Simon Garner has scored for Blackburn Rovers in the first minute of the second half. And what a good finish by the man who's been out most of the season, but is the club's record scorer in their history, and that's why he didn't need asking twice. And Stapleton causes confusion from the long throw. Garner swept the ball home, and what a cup tie we've got now. The Liverpool defence couldn't cope with the throw. It may actually have flicked off Gillespie, and Garner buried it. That's a great ball by McMahon. Now then, that was a foul too. That's Kevin Moran on Ian Rush, and that was in a dangerous position. And Kevin Moran, who has to live with the fact that he was the only man to be sent off in the FA Cup final, is certainly going to be dealt with here by the referee. It's off. He's off again. Now this may change the game completely. McMahon plays the through ball towards Ian Rush. Kevin Moran goes across. Rush tries to take it the other side of him. Well, it was obstruction, but whether it was the cynical, so-called professional foul, one would have to consider.
Trying to get the ball through to Garner. And what about that for a foul? And what about that to match the Kevin Moran tackle?
I think he's going to have to go. Yes! You can't have one rule for one and one rule for the others. If Moran went, Hussain has to go. And it's 10 men each now. That would have been a goal-scoring opportunity in the same way. Simon Garner got a lucky rebound initially, to be fair. But when he went for it, look at that. He's pulled him back. Houghton. Oh, and Russell. Oh, it's an own goal. It's an own goal on the far post. I think it's Atkins. Liverpool have been saved in injury time by a dreadfully unlucky own goal by Blackburn Rovers. Ray Houghton crossed it. Bobby Mims waited. It fell to Atkins, I think, and he put it. Oh, what can you say? He must wish the ground would swallow him up.
This is Staunton. Here is Mulby. Houghton. Gets it back from Gillespie. Houghton! Perfect build-up by Liverpool and a clinical finish by Ray Houghton. Got the ball back from Gary Gillespie. It was absolutely perfect. And from that distance and with that amount of space, Ray Houghton isn't going to miss the target. And Liverpool have taken the lead, 15 minutes gone, in this third round FA Cup tie, where they were so nearly beaten on Saturday. McMahon, Nicol, and Liverpool's play bringing a little round of applause from the Anfield crowd. Mulby, who's looked quite a powerful figure in the middle. Barnes. Houghton, who has to run 50 yards to get on the end of that. Rush, that's his position. Classic Ian Rush goal. Can anybody do it better in a position like that? Again, the build-up by Liverpool was really swift. The passing man-to-man was precise. And Rush, he had to reach for that, but he dragged it under control. He turned and he dumped it into the top of the net. 2-0 Liverpool. Again, Reid and McMahon were clashing. There's elbows going, and that's a bit silly between those two. I think Mr. Peck's going to have words with both of them. In fact, he's calling over Steve McMahon, and there's been a clash between McMahon and Reid right from the start of the match, and I think Michael Peck has seen enough of it. This is Duxbury. Miller with a little bit of space. McMahon quickly closed down. Gale. Well, it became a good ball, but Gale was done. Oh, this could be trouble here, because Gale has gone down. McMahon's the guilty man, and he was booked in the first half. And Steve McMahon is sent off at the start of the second half, and he's really got no complaint. He was involved with Nicky Reid in the first half, and he was shown the yellow card, and so McMahon becomes the third player sent off in this cup tie. Gillespie. Inside for Staunton to chase, and he beat the offside, Staunton. And here he is again. He's found the net. It's 3-0 Liverpool, and that now surely wraps it up. Blackburn point to the linesman. There was no flag. The ball through by Gillespie was perfectly timed for Staunton to run onto. The first attempt was blocked, but when it got loose, Staunton was first to it. And Liverpool lead 3-0, and surely now Liverpool are through to a home tie against Brighton in round 4.
Just before the goalless draw at Aston Villa, Kenny Dalglish commenced his New Year's stock-taking, paying Millwall £800,000 for winger Jimmy Carter. It was a game Liverpool could and should have won. Jan Molby was back in favour and orchestrated a polished performance, lacking only the finishing touches. Nigel Spink, the Villa goalkeeper, earned star ratings, denying first Steve Staunton and then in the dying seconds Ian Rush, forcing the only goalless draw of the Reds' league campaign. 2 days later, Dalglish signed Jamie Redknapp from Bournemouth. But before the week was out, Liverpool had lost the championship lead for the first time all season. Once again, they lost the lead in a crucial game. John Barnes firing them spectacularly in front against Wimbledon, only to see Warren Barton drill a free kick into the same Cop-End goal late in the game.
Wimbledon's point was no fluke, and neither was Warren Barton's free kick.
Caught slightly in two minds, and it's Barnes again. Good save with the follow-up, and it's in by McMahon. Almost inevitable that Barnes would be involved, and Liverpool had the early goal. Steve McMahon, missing on Saturday, finishes it off, after Digweed had pushed out a strong attempt by Barnes. Carthy has remained forward. This is Byrne. Small, holding it up well. Walker. Offside, surely. No, it's not. No, it's not. Small has scored. And Small, who started the way back. Now, where did he run from? The linesman was absolutely level. Liverpool certainly thought that Small was offside. But the linesman kept his flag down, and the goal stands. On by Small, and Byrne! A golden touch at the Goldstone ground. John Byrne, who scored the equaliser at Anfield, has put Brighton in front for the first time in this fourth round tie. Right into the corner. The goal in the 99th minute. Flicked on by Codner. And Byrne got there first. Mulvey. Burrows. Beardsley. Rush. Yes! Marvellous goal by Ian Rush. And a wonderful early ball by the substitute, Peter Beardsley. It's his third goal of the tie, but the instant pass, one touch, and up onto the top of the stanchion. Liverpool dictating the match at the finish. But can they find the finish? They can, from McMahon. Scorer of the first goal. And in all probability, scorer of the last goal. And the 1,500 or so who have come down from Liverpool on their feet in delight, with arms in the air and smiles as broad as the Mersey. Good play, good finish.
Having squeezed past Brighton in the Cup, Dalglish fought again, punching David Speedy straight into the televised match at Manchester United.
Corner for United, Sharp will take it. And plenty of grey shirts in the back, particularly looking for Bruce and for Pallister. That looked like a handball by Hussein. Penalty given. Well, Hussein, I can't understand that. And the Liverpool players look totally nonplussed. Kenny Dalglish can't believe it either. That was amazing.
Well, sometimes when you jump like that and you miss the ball, your arm automatically flicks up. And that's what I think might have happened. I don't think he's actually gone to hit that, but the way he's jumped and the way he started to fall, his arm sort of hurled up and hit it, although it looked blatant. And he had no choice but to give a penalty.
Steve Bruce, 10 goals this season, 7 of them from the penalty spot. He's got it! United go into the lead with 26 minutes gone. Steve Bruce chalks up goal number 11. 8 of them from the spot. Grobbelaar chose the right way, but couldn't get a touch on that one. 1-0 to Manchester United. Certainly take this man of the match award very seriously, the players. Robson. Oh, Barnes, lovely bit of play. Oh, lovely play by Barnes. Now the little cross to finish it off. It's in there from Speedy. But no doubt who the architect of that was. That was magnificent play by John Barnes. What about that?
It's probably the first time we've seen him really involved in the game, and that was absolutely special. His first bit of footwork that we didn't quite catch, we'll get it here. The little turn there through the back of his own legs, and he just sold about 3 players a dummy. Came through on the outside, a great little cross that Leslie couldn't quite reach
Just
him.
almost got to it, but couldn't quite. And there's David Speedy scoring the equalising goal.
Next up, Everton and the start of an absorbing 4-match Merseyside derby series during the month of February.
Liverpool throw. Whelan just hacking it forward. Ratcliffe watching it carefully, dropping over his shoulder. Found only Nickel. 3 forward in support. Away by Watson. Jan Morby! Deflected and in! First blood to the Reds down at the Kop end. Jan Morby with a hell of a deflection is the Liverpool scorer. Watson's header was an anxious one. Morby controlled it well, but it was deflected, I think, off David Speedy. Neville Southall, wrong-footed, had no chance.
Free kick to Everton, just inside their own half. Pumps it into the Liverpool penalty area, where the head of the Swede Hussein gets it out. Only as far as Nevin. Nevin's in, pokes it in, and Pat Nevin has scored the equaliser for Everton. Referee is back at the centre spot. Everton celebrate with their fans right on the stroke of half-time. John Giles.
Well, if we have the picture, it's a handball by Nevin. Very, I say that's a handball by Nevin. He's taken it well.
Derby debut for Jimmy Carter, who was dropped to the substitutes bench last Sunday after playing his first 4 games for the club. Liverpool free kick. Glenn Hussein is forward. Morby's free kick. Speedy header! What a return for David Speedy. 2 games for Liverpool, 2 goals. Five feet 7 inches, but he scores so many headed goals. Neville Southall never even moved. It was so delightfully placed by Speedy. And it would be fair to say that David Speedy's made quite an impact at Liverpool. Jan Morby. John Barnes is onside. Driven a little bit wide. Jimmy Carter. Deflected behind by Watson, and a corner kick to Liverpool. Strictly speaking, he's not been on a winning Liverpool side as yet, Carter. He was substituted and they were behind at Brighton in the Cup replay. Today may be his day. Glenn Hussein is forward from the back. Away by Neil McDonald. Morby. Burrows. That's dangerous. Speedy again! It was a controversial signing by Liverpool. 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes for David Speedy. Viciously driven, and Speedy got the crucial touch. The 2 men on the line playing him onside. Hit and hope by David Burrows, and all his hopes came true.
Speedy's instant dividend produced a return to the top of the First Division and a rebuff to those questioning the manager's buying and selection policies. He'd always let the league table answer those kind of questions for him. But Everton now return to Anfield, commenced the compulsive cup saga that neither Dalglish nor Liverpool would survive. Steve McMahon was an injury victim of the first game. His season ended in a goalless draw, dominated by an unsuccessful penalty appeal by Everton's Pat Nevin.
Staunton. McMahon. Oh, what a strong challenge by Ebro. And McMahon is down and Ebro limps away.
Well, you can see this tackle here, and for me, Steve McMahon really did lunge in from a long way away. It was John Abrill's ball, and they both got injured. Steve McMahon's might be worse of the two, but really, I think Steve McMahon did take a chance lunging in from that distance.
And both trainers needed to be on, and really to admire Abrill. I think he knew what was coming. He didn't pull out for 1 second. McMahon, who has started at Everton and came to Liverpool via Aston Villa, so he's known this derby from both sides, and I suspect that he would feel that this is his worst moment. Just hope that it's not as serious as it looks. Nevin, out again by Eblett. Burrows in trouble from McCall. Recovered. Nevin! And the referee just points to the spot. Or has he pointed at the goal kick? No, he's pointed for a goal kick. And he's surrounded by Everton players who cannot believe it. The Everton supporters showing what they feel about the challenge. Well, I think if the referee looked at it from there, he might have a different view.
Well, we had the benefit of a replay such as that, but you would never see a more clear-cut penalty, in my opinion, the rest of the season.
Well, it looked it the first time.
The Goodison replay was the best match seen in England all season. Liverpool contributed some of the best goals seen all season.
Beardsley. Rush. Barnes. The net shakes, but the ball hit it on the outside.
Well, it's his wonderful first touch that gives him the opportunity. Kills it dead.
Hinchcliffe. Watson trying to force a way through. Newell couldn't get round the outside. Played forward by Staunton. Oh, and Rush has got the better of Ratcliffe. Ian Rush takes on Neville Southall. And off the line by Hinchcliffe. Beardsley. Everton thought they'd escaped, but they hadn't. And Ratcliffe will rue this more than any other Everton player.
Well, it was a dreadful error for someone of Kevin Ratcliffe's experience. Andy Hinchcliffe does magnificently well. Rush does everything right, but that's magnificent defending. But Everton don't get the break they need then.
And Nicol is limping. Shot! It went through Grobbelaar. It's been such an era of Merseyside derbies in Liverpool's favour since Kenny Dalglish came here as a player in 1977. 41 derbies in that time, and Everton have won only 9 of them, so 21 Liverpool wins. Mulvey. He's a good barometer, really, for how the game is shaping, Mulvey. If he's able to pass it well, Liverpool are starting to get on top. Here he is. Found Nicol, despite the attention to McCall. It's more like Liverpool of the first half. Beardsley, Barnes is free. Oh, it's saved! They're not only back on top, they're back in front. And it's a bonanza here for Peter Beardsley.
Well, what an incredible strike from Beardsley. He just drags it away to create the space with his right foot. And look at that for a finish. Southall stands no chance. The first time in the second half that Liverpool have put any kind of passing move together. And it ends with a goal like that. He can well have a quiet 20 minutes if he's going to produce something like that in the 21st minute.
Oh, there's going to be an equaliser for shot. Chaos in the Liverpool penalty area. Sharp couldn't believe his luck, but he made the most of it.
Well, Liverpool have returned the favour. This is a dreadful error from defensive position. You can see Graham Sharp's getting there more than hope than anything. It's the problem of a goalkeeper getting too near his defender, Martin.
Well, it was a real chapter of disasters for Liverpool. Hussein going down, Grobbelaar way out of home, and Nick couldn't repair the damage. Moldy, where are Everton to close him down? Ross. The scourge strikes at Everton again. We're into the last minute. McDonald. McCall helps it in. Got it! 3-3! The substitution succeeds with red drama.
I can't believe, but what cool finishing. Not on his strongest side. You did say he would love to go back to West Ham, and what a time to produce a goal. Just when you felt that was it. Liverpool were through to the next round.
Nickel, most definitely at right back at the moment. Benison going outside him. Ablett. Barnes. Free kick to Liverpool. 3 minutes to go to half-time in extra time.
Certainly looked the brightest player on the park in this period, apart from that man we just seen Neville Southall, who's had to be tremendously alert to produce two stunning saves.
Barnes. It looks for goal! And finds it! For a fourth time, Neville Southall has to pick the ball out.
Well, what can you say about this man that hasn't already been said? Look at the bend on it. A goalkeeper that's in the form of Southall has no chance. It's a quite magnificent finish, and I don't apologise for using the word magnificent, because that's what it is.
Hinchcliffe did very well. Oh, and Hussein has been going to cut it! They're back from the dead again.
Well, I can't believe this, Mark. When all Kenny Dalglish would have wanted was his team to defend properly. They go and commit something like this. And Cotty doesn't need any more than that.
It was Mulby who played it, Hussein who let it run, and Cotty who struck.
That Liverpool conceded 4 unnecessary goals that night was not a contributory factor to Kenny Dalglish's startling resignation. He simply pushed himself to the limit, a victim of the standards that he set. Those standards were slipping.
Moran didn't appear to have a care in the world on the day he succeeded the one and only Kenny Dalglish. Whether Moran's succession becomes permanent won't depend on the outcome of one match, but having lost their manager, immediately losing their lead in the title race obviously won't help his cause. Julian James was a trifle unfortunate to concede that penalty, and Jan Molby, the architect of Liverpool's finer moments, gave them an undeserved half-time lead. Now, Liverpool have a phobia about Luton's pitch, which surfaced after the break. About the same time, Luton began to realise that Liverpool really were there for the taking. Kingsley Black with Liverpool at 6s and 7s, and our first goal of the day contender. In fact, Luton played some delightful football. Lars Elstrup to Ian Dowie, the season's most audacious 1-2 here. No chance for Mike Hooper, standing in for Bruce Grobbelaar. The first of 2 for Dowie, as Luton ended a losing sequence of 4. Black into the space, permanently vacated by Liverpool, or so it appeared. Hussein dozing, Dowie motoring 3-1.
Liverpool's trials and tribulations were manna from heaven to the headline writers. Turfed out of the cup at the third attempt by Everton.
Put it on first by Sharp, then by Watson in behind Nicol. Keogh! It's an extraordinary save by Grobbelaar, and it's forced in. Dave Watson.
Well, the aerial look pays dividends for them again, doesn't it? First Sharp, then Watson. A wonderful save from Bruce Grobbelaar. And who is it that comes in? It's Dave Watson again, and rifles into the net.
For the first time in this tie, Everton are in front, despite the agility of Grobbelaar. Mulvey couldn't deal with the ball as it came off the goalkeeper. And in football, unlike in movies, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. There's no script. Barnes. Here's Nicol. Well hit! It was a spectacular save by Southall, but maybe not the most difficult that he's had to make in the match.
Well, at times this man amazes me. It's one of the reasons why I feel he's the best goalkeeper in the country at the moment.
They then lost their unbeaten home record to Paul Merson's goal for Arsenal. The team back on top of the pile and on course for the double.
Merson. Oh, that's a good ball. Smith playing him back in now for Paul Merson. It's a goal for Arsenal, and Merson has scored it. He's gone to be saluted by the Arsenal crowd, and the referee pulled him away from that. But it's in the back of the net for a goal for Arsenal by Paul Merson. 66 minutes gone. Smith laid it back superbly for him. He's in the clear here. You wondered whether he would find the nerve to beat Grobbelaar just for a fraction of a moment. But in the end, Gary Lineker, he did it exactly right.
He did, great one too. And he looked like he might have taken it just a little bit too close to him, but had all the calm, very, very calm, and just slotted it past him. A great finish.
Liverpool had lost 3 games in a row under Ronnie Moran, and next faced a rejuvenated Manchester City at Main Road.
Hendry, he was really stretching there. Beardsley away from the goalkeeper. Penalty. The referee looked to his linesman and then looked to the spot and pointed to it. And I don't think it ends there for Tony Coton. He feels that Beardsley took a dive and he's telling him so. Peter Beardsley certainly got to the ball first, nicked it away from the City goalkeeper, who caught his left ankle. Now, what action will George Courtney take here? It looks like the yellow card. It is the yellow card. Hendry was up a long time and just couldn't quite direct the header, and down went Beardsley. 6 minutes of the first half remaining. Jan Mulvey, 1-0 Liverpool. It's their first goal in going on 5 hours of football, and calm and stroked in by Jan Mulvey. Coton went right, the ball went to his left. Reed, cut out by Barnes. They were in a good position to win the game at Anfield last November. Liverpool came back at them. So Manchester City have got to come back today. Houghton fighting rush, he's clear of Redmond. Now has he been brought down again? Yes, he has. Another penalty. Tony Coton has been penalised again. Ian Rush's pace took him clear. His swerve took him round, and Coton caught him. It's another penalty. It was a yellow card for the Manchester City goalkeeper last time. Rush beat the offside line and went over the goalkeeper's dive. No doubt that there was contact. Certainly George Courtney had no doubts. Tony Coton a little bewildered. Stoppage time in the first half. Deja vu. Mulvey scores again. Other side this time from Mulvey. 2 penalties in the closing 5 minutes of the second half. Each time Tony Cohn conceded it, and each time he was beaten. David Speedy. Peter Beardsley. A bit too far for Houghton, but he's gathered it off Poynton. Got Barnes to his left. Here is John Barnes. Onside. That'll do it. That'll finish Manchester City off. John Barnes, with just 4 minutes remaining, makes it 3-0 to Liverpool. Manchester City with so much committed to the rescue act. Undone again by Liverpool's slick passing, and Barnes finished this time precise into the corner. Ray Houghton just picked his moment to release the ball and picked exactly the right moment to send Barnes for once beyond Brightwell, and it couldn't have been a more accurate shot.
Playing a day before the leaders Arsenal, Liverpool knew a win would put them top, at least for 24 hours. They would have taken an early lead had Ian Rush been in his usual merciless form in front of goal. In fact, Sunderland were the first to score. Colin Pascoe's cross finds David Rush, whose header strikes the post. But with standing keeper Mike Hooper stranded, Gordon Armstrong's persistence eventually pays off. It was John Barnes who got Liverpool back on track. He takes out 2 defenders, and his precise cross is neatly tucked away by Ian Rush. Goal number 21 for the First Division's leading scorer. Before half-time, Liverpool had clinched the points. David Speedy's chip releases Peter Beardsley, but his shot might have gone wide if Gary Owers hadn't intervened.
They return to the top with a magnificent 7 at Derby.
Rush goal side of Wright, who seemed to hold him back there. Thought so. It's a penalty. Mark Wright can argue all he likes, but he definitely wrapped his right arm around Ian Rush, held him back, and the referee's perfectly correct. Peter Shilton with a penalty to face inside of 7 minutes. Jan Molby, his opponent. Only ever one winner. Liverpool ahead.
Seeing Wilson taking it up. And a good ball there for McMahon. Hooper on McMahon, a penalty. So Dean Saunders now. Can he equalise in the 20 minutes? It's there.
Wright gave Barnes a little nudge there. Ball retrieved by Gillespie. Molby finding Beardsley. Rush. Barnes. Beautiful football. Rush. Oh, what a shame. Barnes. Well, it was nearly the perfect goal, wasn't it? But it'll do. Barnes. Beardsley changing the tempo. Rush. Oh, that's so slick. 3-1 to Liverpool. Beardsley choosing the moment for Barnes. Right through Shilton. John Barnes' second is Liverpool's 4th. Barnes making space and time where there was neither. Nicol this time maybe. Oh, the deflection did the damage. I'll have it if nobody wants it. Barnes. Houghton. Barnes. Nicol. Now what's he doing there? Making it 6-1, that's what. Derby's long day in the field drawing to a close at last. Barnes, abracadabra, Houghton. Now that is magic. 7-1. What a performance.
At last, the newspapers were full of Liverpool's on-the-field exploits again. Peter Shilton bypassed by a demon display. Arsenal overtaken once more. Liverpool's destiny back in their own hands. But not for long.
Brevitt. Nice touch. Barker. Staying in front of him. In comes the cross.
Liverpool freezing chance for Ferdinand, he must. And Liverpool somehow survive that Rangers attack. They're at 6s and 7s of the red shirts at the moment. Rangers still attacking. Barker. And a goal! Ferdinand has scored for Queen's Park Rangers. Liverpool were in pieces as the cross from Barker came across. Ferdinand met it on the dive. The challenge from Ablett wasn't sufficient, and the ball goes into the net. Here from behind the goal, you'll see Ferdinand fling himself at the ball. Stage Gall's clearance towards Ferdinand again, but that must be oh, a chance surely. Wegley, yes! Liverpool committing suicide just before half-time, and Roy Wegley may have settled this one. The back pass from Staunton. Burrows let it go. A nice little shimmy by Wegley, and wallop. Liverpool 0, Queen's Park Rangers 2. From behind the Anfield Road, and this is the view that the Rangers supporters would have got at the goal. Hooper was undecisive, so that's 2 or 3 mistakes made in the space of a few seconds. As the seconds, minutes tick away, Liverpool glance towards the First Division table and see Arsenal building up a nice lead. And I think they've been given a penalty. I'm not too sure what for, possibly it's handball. The Rangers players not too happy. Here we see again. And Liverpool have a chance to get themselves back into the game. Mulby from the spot. Liverpool 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. Oh, he got round Gary Ablett as though he wasn't there. And that's a nice through ball. Ferdinand takes his time, there's nothing to rush for. Whips in the cross, a mistake at the back by Nicol. Oh, Wilson. Clive Wilson has scored, and Queen's Park Rangers have sealed it. Right bang in front of 20,000 people on the Liverpool Cup. Steve Nicol blew it defensively. And in came Wilson, thank you very much. And it's 3-1. Again, this is the view the Rangers supporters would have got at the goal. Hesitation perhaps again by Mike Hooper. It doesn't matter, this one is over now.
I think you'll find that it was a slight deflection when we see the analysis of it. It just catches someone on the boot. Poor Hooper had no chance with it.
We can see the goal again here.
Yeah, it was a definite deflection.
Mulby with the through ball for Liverpool. Rush almost onto it. Rush! It's an equaliser! Or is it? I think it's been ruled out. And I must say there was a suspicion of handball as Rush challenged with the defender. Rush shakes his head in dismay, we can see here.
Oh, I think he was a bit unlucky there, was he? I don't think there was anything intentional in this. The ball's bouncing about, everybody's going for the ball. It might have caught him on the head, but I booked him as very unfortunate.
Unfortunately, Arsenal were now 2 points ahead with the game in hand. Liverpool were in need of assistance, even if they won every one of their remaining games. Not that they could manage that. Again, they failed to cash in on an early lead at Anfield, where 8 points were dropped in the space of 4 games. Coventry City, unable to prevent Gary Ablett teaming up with John Barnes to create a smart opening goal for Ian Rush, but quite able to equalise before half-time and head home with a point. Liverpool's engine, still purring in the forward gears, was checking somewhat in reverse.
Coventry get the equaliser they deserve after 34 minutes. Mickey Ginn's pass. Regis clear on Liverpool's goal. Hooper blocks the shot, but Mickey Ginn pokes it home from close range. And Liverpool missed the chance to close the gap on Arsenal.
Their next scoreline at Leeds told its own story. Liverpool was still capable of turbocharged football, but the mixture wasn't always quite right.
Rush sneaked in there. Barnes That's Ray Houghton. The goal is given, and Leeds stood and watched it happen, and Liverpool celebrate taking the lead in the 12th minute. They expected perhaps to trap Houghton offside here, but it was when the ball was played and the linesman saw nothing wrong. Barnes was able to pick it out Houghton. It must have been very close, but Leeds United are a goal down. It's been played in an electric atmosphere, as if there was a trophy at stake at the end of the 90 minutes here. Barnes, lovely dummy by Rush. Is it going to be a second? He's pulled down. It's got to be a penalty, it is. And Liverpool carved their way through then, and have a great chance now to go 2-up. Rush has earned the penalty. Jan Mulvey will take it. 2-0 it is. Lukic went the wrong way. Well, an amazing start, with Leeds forcing the pace and Liverpool collecting the goals. Rush. Nickel hit Batty. With Beardsley again. Mulvey. No offside. Barnes. And Speedy. It is 3 this time. It does count. And what an inquest is going on at the back for Leeds. 25 minutes. Liverpool have scored 3 times. And they're simply picking their passes here at will. Barnes was not offside. Speedy certainly came late on the scene, and there was no risk, I don't think, of him getting ahead of anything here. It's been a topsy-turvy time for Ronnie Moran as a manager. But this is the good side of the job. Liverpool now putting on something of a masterclass against a defence that has been flirting with an offside trap, and they just haven't got that right as Barnes strides away and makes it 4. This is wonderful. It's slaughter here to Leeds United, but a delight for Liverpool. Again, there was no cover in the centre, and the timing of the run was superb, and so was the execution from Barnes. And Lukic is beaten for a 4th time. A mere 28 minutes elapsing, and for 10 of those it was 0-0. Strachan. Shut for Strachan. McAllister's waiting behind him. Chapman. Well, it's a steep climb, but at least they've got their foot on the first rung of the ladder. And finally, it broke Leeds' way in the Liverpool penalty area, off the goalkeeper, and Chapman was right on hand for his 25th goal of the season, and his 21st of those at Ellen Road. Batty. Well, Chapman will challenge the goalkeeper here. It's over the line, and it's not going to be given. And Chapman wants to know why. Ken Redfern indicated that an elbow was used. But Ken Redfern made a decision there, which is damaging to Leeds' hopes, however small they are realistically, of really getting back into the game.
But that does count for shot, and they simply want to get the game restarted. The hopes are growing. 12 minutes to go, and it might well have been a push by Hussein on Chapman in the first place, but Schutt had his eye on the ball and he spun beautifully. Well, Carl Schutt doesn't believe that this is a lost cause, and nor do some 30,000 Leeds United supporters. But Barnes can make it academic. It is 2-5. And when they needed him, John Barnes has obliged again. And the need was growing, more pressing. Rush did very well indeed, to get to the ball, then to reverse it back to Barnes. And Lukic took some of the pace off the shot, but he couldn't stop it crossing the line. Look at Rush here. He fought for that with White. He opened Leeds up with the back heel, and Barnes on the break. Another goal for Liverpool, and still Leeds drive on. Batty, Chapman! That's a great goal. The 8th of the game. The balance of power still with Liverpool. But Chapman gets his second, and David Batty picked him out brilliantly. Here's Strachan, he can tee it up. But he doesn't want to do that, he wants to get closer and cross, and Chapman's got a hat-trick. Leeds United punching the air into light. There's only one goal in it now, and there's only 1 minute left. Strachan knew what he wanted to do, and he took his time, and Chapman in the right place again. It's Leeds United 4, Liverpool 5.
In the wake of another goal avalanche, another managerial change, and another major surprise. Graham Souness had indicated that he would stay with Glasgow Rangers whatever, but the competitive fires were still burning brightly inside him. In April, Souness returned home to Anfield, bringing Phil Boersma with him, much of Liverpool's self-confidence too. Norwich City were just unfortunate to be passing through town at the time. Those who'd played with Souness at Liverpool knew that nothing short of victory would be acceptable to him. The new manager had arrived, still talking title talk. A win would leave Liverpool only 3 points adrift again. Steve Nicol, one of the survivors of the last Souness spell, won the free kick, from which Steve Staunton picked out the flying frame of John Barnes. The relaunch was off the ground. Barnes, an underrated header of the ball, launching himself to make it 1-0. Although some of Souness's tackles linger longest amongst his Anfield memories, his passing was his trademark, will clearly remain the identity tag of his future Liverpool teams. Ray Houghton rounding off a typically crisp interchange. Staunton, Rush, then Houghton, virtually passing the ball into the net for 2-0. The third was more of the same. Staunton, Beardsley and Houghton combining to unlock the door for Ian Rush to score with a carefully guided header. It had been a good start, a fresh start maybe. Liverpool were looking their old selves. The old maestro had made an immediate impact. After a period of uncertainty, the tried and trusted Anfield system was back in operation. The successor to the throne was seeped in Liverpool ways and Liverpool success. Ronnie Moran had told the chairman he didn't want the job on a permanent basis. Graham Souness was the ideal solution. Liverpool were back in business. Souness, with just 5 games in which to try and rescue something from the season, had stamped his iron personality on title proceedings. Third place Crystal Palace were next in line for him.
Ablett. Rush let it run for Beardsley. On again. Ian Rush! Oh, what a counter!
What a goal by Ian Rush! And what a moment for him. His 300th goal in club football. It's one of the best that he scored for a long, long time. What a superb strike. A little exchange of passes with Peter Beardsley. And he dropped sowing vitally for Ian Rush. And he slammed it into the corner. Nigel Martin never had an earthly. He didn't get within a mile of it. Ray Houghton. Beardsley. Nicol. Barnes. 2-0. John Barnes frees himself of the shackles of his marker to head a second goal for Liverpool. Captain's cross from Steve Nicol. And John Barnes defeated both the offside trap and the night-long attentions of Alan Pardew to head his 18th goal of the season. Crystal Palace have marked up so tightly, but they let Barnes go there. The flag stayed down and Barnes made no mistake. John Barnes. Steve Nicol. Ray Houghton popping up from a hole in the ground, and McGoldrick has run the ball to his own net, and Liverpool lead by 3-0. Ray Houghton with that pop-up run made it possible, but Eddie McGoldrick, who's had a great night really for Crystal Palace, could do nothing but turn the ball into his own goal. Just 3 minutes left to play, and there goes Houghton down the centre of the field, and that's what embarrassed Crystal Palace, and McGoldrick stretching got the final touch past his own goalkeeper, and he just couldn't get back there to salvage it. Houghton really was a piercing run deep into the heart of the Crystal Palace rear guard, and Houghton it was who forced the mistake, but it's McGoldrick's goal. It's Liverpool's goal, and they lead by 3-0.
A win that ensured Liverpool's long-awaited European return, but provided false hope for the final championship push.
That's Stewart, and here is Jury, with Dixon going into the centre, and he reaches the cross and scores! Liverpool were cut apart. Kerry Dixon found the perfect header after Gordon Jury had supplied a superb cross. It's wonderful news for Chelsea and for Arsenal. And Mulvey takes them on. And now he's out of position. And Gillespie and Staunton have played Jury onside. Dixon in the middle. And down goes Jury. It's a penalty! Foul by Houghton. Well, Gordon Jury, who made Dixon's goal, has set up a chance for Chelsea's second here, taking Houghton on, and Houghton's displeased at the decision, but it's given Dennis Wise the opportunity to add to Liverpool's troubles. Wise a scorer for England on Wednesday, and a scorer for Chelsea here. And it's all going wrong for Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. 31 minutes gone. Rammed in by Wise. Liverpool 2 down. Beardsley. Rush, can he turn? Or set up Speedy, who's poked it into the corner. And Liverpool's first reaction is to get the ball back and get on with it. Their patient approach paid off here, and Chelsea couldn't keep them out. First with Beardsley, then with Rush, and the former Chelsea man lifts the Liverpool spirits in their time of great need. Just needed Speedy to see where he could plant the shot, and once he could do that, he found his target. Rush can't turn it in. Moncao almost committed professional suicide then. He didn't look. And that's a criminal offence when Ian Rush is in the opposing ranks. Rush wasn't even anticipating it, he was standing in there. But he couldn't deal with the opportunity that the Dutchman gave to him. Moncao confused now by his colleague, Alan Dickens. Burrows. Here's Rosenthal. Well, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, and I'm sure you all are watching as well. Rosenthal trying to weave a spell here. It's in! Phenomenal goal! With 17 minutes left, delirium amongst the Liverpool supporters. 5 minutes now, Graham Souness saying, of real effort. Make sure you keep it tight at the back and then go for the win. But look at this. Rosenthal barely on the field, but into the match with a vengeance. Wise to take the corner. Chelsea looking to hit back. Oh, and it's in! They have done! Kerry Dixon! Grobbelaar didn't get there. How dramatically it changes again. And Wise puts it onto Dixon's head. And Grobbelaar will be haunted by that. The near post corner, the goalkeeper got it wrong. Onside, Kevin Wilson. Jury's up with him. This could make sure of it for Chelsea from Jury. 3 minutes to go. 4 goals past Liverpool. The classic counter-attack. Liverpool overcommitted. Wilson very composed. Jury in the right place. And really, there can be no more suitable candidate for rounding off the Chelsea win that surely it must now be than Gordon Jury.
The same bank holiday weekend, they lost again at Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest get a penalty.
But he knocked the ball in the net, Alan. Surely the referee has got to give the goal. I mean, the Forest players are asking him. Look at that. He was fouled there, but the referee surely has got to say, well, you've knocked it in the net, that's a goal. There's always a possibility they might miss this.
Indeed. To be fair to John Martin, he whistled instantly. Crosby went down.
But he can still give a goal, Alan.
Indeed he can, you're right. So, Nigel Clough has the opportunity to give Nottingham Forest the lead here. And he's taken it. Forest are in front. And Liverpool's misery goes on. That could be a very significant goal that will be celebrated in North London just as much as it is here in Nottingham. Well, whatever happens today, and as each minute ticks by, the title is looking increasingly likely to go to Highbury. I'm quite sure that Liverpool have made a very good appointment in Graham Souness as manager, and anyone who thinks that this is the beginning of the end for Liverpool should think again. Here's Rosenthal. Taking on Chettle with a good turn of pace. Goes down and it's a penalty. And I think that's a bit of a controversial decision. Chettle can't believe it. Rosenthal, I thought maybe he was looking for this here, but it was certainly a strong enough challenge to bring him down in full flight. Ian, what do you think?
I can't believe it either. I thought the centre-half tackled, slid the ball for a corner kick, and that was that.
Mr. Martin has given his second penalty of the game. This one, a lot more questionable. But Jan Molby, who scored 7 times from the spot this season, can bring Liverpool level here. And has done so. Crossley got his hands to the ball, but not firmly enough. And in the 56th minute, Jan Molby has equalised and breathed new life back into Liverpool's championship hopes. It's 1-1. Off the head of Nichols, a Wone. Good effort. Oh, what a splendid goal, Ian Wone! And the Scouse Bielsa has scored a significant goal against the team he used to support.
Well, Al, there's another typical Liverpool goal to lose. A ball in the air, they don't get it away. It's flicked on by Nico. Good control here by Young Won, and a beautiful volley. Robler no chance.
3 goals in his last 4 games for Ian Wone, and the one-time Liverpool fan might well have buried his team's title chances with that goal.
But at least one championship found its way to Anfield for the final game of the season against Tottenham Hotspur. Liverpool's newly crowned world snooker champion, John Parrott, was amongst the crowd, hoping to set an example to the new regime.
Given straight to Staunton. Barnes, speedy to his left, Staunton to his right. Mabbott straight in front of him. Here is Staunton. And here's Rush. And there's the opener. If at first you don't succeed, Barnes finding a way through at the second attempt. And Ian Rush here giving himself the space to shoot and giving Eric Torstvedt no chance. Stuart could almost have been looking for Speedy, couldn't he? Houghton. He is looking for Speedy, and that's 2-0. The first time Davy Speedy scored at the Kop end. Always a special moment for a Liverpool player. And his special moment slashed in on the volley to round off the season with a win.
Graham Souness took the opportunity to take a look at new faces Mike Marsh and Steve McManaman in the final game. Other more expensive newcomers were widely anticipated to join the effort to catch Arsenal next time. Second place qualified Liverpool for the UEFA Cup. But second place has never been good enough for Liverpool, and at the end of a season when another of their true greats, Alan Hansen, joined Kenny Dalglish in retirement, the talk was of a new manager, new faces, and a new beginning.
So special, oh so special, oh so special.